recitation of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jaya udirahe. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhavatir bhakti naishtiki. The translation of these two verses goes like this. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is very means of which is the very means of conquest. One should offer the respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayana, unto Naranarayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Next, by regular attendance in the classes of Srimad Bhagavatam and by the rendering service of a pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. And the loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with the transcendental songs, is established as irrevocable. Hare Krishna. So let us begin to chant today's verse. We go ahead now. I shall share the screen for you now. Just a minute. Here we go. Hare Krishna. So I think text is ordered. Visualize. Yes. Srimad Bhagavatam, text number 1.3.36. Sava idam visham amogalilam sujati avati ati na sajjate asmin bhuteshu cha antarartha atmatarantara sad vargikam jigrati sadguneshaha. The Supreme Lord were alternately idam, this, Vishwam, manifested universes, Amogalila, one whose activities are spotless, Srijati, creates, Ati, maintains and annihilates, Na, not, Sajate, is affected by, Asmin, in them, Bhuteshu, in all living beings, Cha, also, Antarhita, living within, Atma Tarantra, self-independent, Savargikam, endowed with all the potencies of his opulences, Jagrati, superficially attached, like something smelling and fragrance, Sadguna Isha, master of the six senses. So, before we go to the translation, let us try to recite again the Srimad Bhagavatam sloka. Sava idam vivsham amogalila sajati avati ati na sajate asmin bhuteshu cha antarita atma taranta sadvargikam jagrati sadguneshaha. Sava idam vivsham amogalila Sujati avati ati na sajjate asmin bhuteshu cha antarita atmatarantara savargikam jigati sadguneshaha. So the translation goes like this. The Lord, whose activities are always spotless, is the master of the six senses and is fully omnipotent with them. He creates the manifested universe, maintains them, annihilates them without being in the least affected, ways independent. Let's move to the purport. disturbance in these creations are themselves disturbed. He is because he is right. Just a minute. Yeah, I'm sorry. Those who create disturbances in his creation are themselves disturbed. He creates these what are the six opulences? Namely, wealth, power, fame, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation. And thus, he is the master of the senses. He creates these manifested universes in order to reclaim the living beings who are within them suffering the threefold miseries. He maintains them and in due course annihilates them without being the least affected by such actions. He is connected with this material creations very superficially, as one smells odor without being connected with the odorous article. Non-godly elements, therefore, can never approach him, despite all endeavors. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So let us recite our Quran prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuktapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saganarutantam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusate Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण. Thank you all. So to begin with, so in Krishna consciousness movement is why is it important? Krishna conscious movement is important because people simply learn this, that is that everything belongs to Krishna. We actually believe that that Krishna, everything belongs to Krishna. It is Isa Vasham Idam Sarvam. What is that? Isa Vasham Idam Sarvam. What is Sarvam? Sarvam means everything. Everything means not that this much is mine, this much is Krishna's. No, everything belongs to Krishna. So Sarvam, Isha Vashyam Sadam Sarvam, Yat Kinchat Jagatyam Jagat. That means simply we shall use as much as allotted for us and then leave the rest to Krishna. So then definitely there is peace, prosperity without difficulty. Otherwise, you go on to adjust, our material positions, but the time will take everything away. What is that? Time. Because time and tide wait for none. It's going to take away everything. Because when you die, in due course of time, whatever position you have got, whatever position you have got is all finished. That means it is stated Shivaradam, who is finished means it is stated in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Mrityu Sarvahascha Aham. That means I am death. Krishna says, I am death, I am everything, I am death. So Krishna is also death. Death is also Krishna. Likewise, we have heard the story of Hiranyakashipu. What is that? He was such a great demon, right? So proud of himself. He was thinking that I am the proprietor of everything. I am Trilokanatha. Like that, he went on and on and on. But he was also chastising his son, who was a devoted devotee of Lord Vishnu, Prahlada. So he never liked Prahlada talking about Krishna and preaching about Krishna. So actually, when all this was happening, when Nrsimha appeared, when Lord Nrsimha appeared, second, fraction of a second, everything finished. Everything finished. But Prahlada remained. See, Prahlada remained. That is what we have to understand. So we are trying to be very, very big. We want to be very potential, very material possessions. But what will happen to all this? We just finished, just finished. So those who are trying to be very, very big, very material possessions, they will all be finished. But who will remain? Those who are in the position of Prahlada. Those who are in the position of Prahlada will never be finished. This is told by His Grace, Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. So several times the word we have heard about Bhagavan. What is Bhagavan? Who is the Lord Bhagavan? Bhaga means opulence. Van means one who possesses. So what is that Bhagavan? What is the Lord possess? So Bhagavan means possesses everything in fullness. There is everything has a definition. So in the Vedic scriptures we find that what is God means. Sometimes the conception we have a difference of everything. You say, who is Bhagavan? God is Bhagavan, you say. But what is Bhagavan? Bhagavan means the possesses opulence. That means, what is opulence? The Vedic literature says that Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Virasya, Yasasya, Shreyasya, Jnanasya, Virairagyajus, Chaiva, Saranam Bhaga iti Gna. That means, Bhaga means opulence. Aishwarya means wealth, all wealth. Virashya means all strength. Okay. And Yashashya means all fame. All fame is Yashashya. Then what is the next? It says Shriya, Shriyasya. That means beauty, all beauty. Then Jnana, all knowledge, all knowledge. And Vairagya means renunciation. You have to renunciation. So who has all these six opulences in full? In full. That means this can be possible only by Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So the word Bhagavan is explained as by Parashara Muni means one who possesses everything in full. That is full strength, full fame, full wealth, full knowledge, beauty, renunciation, full renunciation. That is called Bhagavan. This is described by Parashara Muni. So Bhagavan means who has the opulences in all the six opulences in full. That is called Bhagavan. That means Bhaga means also fortune. What is fortune? Opulence. So Bhagavan means all fortunate, all opulent. So that is Bhagavan. The definition given by Parashara Muni, the wealthiest man, Aishwaryasya Samagrasya. That means Aishwaryasya means all wealth. Samagrasya. See, can you say we are rich? We are rich. I am richer than anybody. Yes. No, we can't say. So all riches belong to me. No, we can't say that. But actually, only Bhagavan can say that. The Lord can say that. Because Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, Bhuktaram Yajna Tapasyam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. This is told in Bhagavad Gita 5.29. He says, I am the enjoyer of all activities. Just there are many different types of activities, but the result of the activities enjoyed by somebody. Who is that somebody? So he's called Bhokta. Bhokta means just like a big business establishment is there, and many activities are going on. But the enjoyer of the result of the activity is the proprietor or the managing director, right? Something like that. Okay. Similarly, Krishna says, Bhokta Ram Yajna Tapasyam. That means we are engaged in different austerities, penances, performing yajnas. Who is the Bhokta? Who is the Bhokta? Bhokta, Krishna says, I am the Bhokta. Krishna says, I am the Bhokta. I am the enjoyer. Bhokta Ram Yajna Tapasyam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. So I am the proprietor of this universe. No, not only this universe. There are many millions of universes. So therefore, Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. That means different lokas at each and every universe all belongs to Krishna. And who is the Bhokta? Is Krishna himself. Also, in Bhagavad Gita 18.65, the last verse says that Manmana Baba Mat Bhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru. Simply be Krishna consciousness. Krishna says, Manmana Bhava. Manmana Bhava means, Mana means consciousness. So, you have always to be Krishna consciousness. Mad Bhakta, Baba Mad Bhakta. Become my devotee. Become my devotee. So, Manmana Bhava Mad Bhakto. Then, Mam Namaskuru. You have to submit yourself. Can you believe you're not going to submit to anybody? How is that you can believe that you're not going to submit to anybody? If you have to submit, even as a child, you submit to your parents, unless then you will not come up, you will not grow actually. So as a student, you have to submit to your teacher, you have to learn, you have to submissively approach your teacher. Only then you can really grow and learn the knowledge. So that means it says we have to submit. Whatever you may be, you have to submit. Krishna says, Mam Namaskuru. That means submit unto me. Krishna says, submit unto me. Then what is the result? Then Mam Eva Aishi. That means you come back to me. Mam Asamshaya, without a doubt. This is very important. You should not have any doubt in your mind. When you submit yourself to somebody, you should undoubtedly, without any doubt, you have to submit yourself. That is what is told in Krishna. Mam Eva Aishi. Asamshaya. That means without a doubt. So, my dear Arjuna, I have spoken to you the whole Bhagavad Gita. What is Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, everything. It's up to you now. It's up to you. My dear friend, I will give you the secret of success. What is the secret of success? Sarva Vihyatam, the most confidential part of my instruction. What is that? Sarva Dharman Parityaja. Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mamekam Saranam Braja. That means give up everything. Give up. Simply surrender unto me. That's all. Dharma means the law given by the God. Now, what is that law? The Lord says, don't manufacture your own religion. Even if you have manufactured, give it up. Sarva Dharman Parityaja. Sarva Dharman Parityaja includes the principles. So he has created the manifest universes in order to reclaim. The Lord has created this manifested universes just to reclaim the living beings. That means is subtle difference between Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. So we have learned Karma Yoga. We have many people have spoken about Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. But what is Bhakti Yoga? Do you think that Karma Yoga or Bhakti Yoga, which is higher? That means Bhakti is higher. It's very hard. Bhakti is not so easy. Because we have to detach. We have to detach from these material conceptions. We have to detach from the mind and senses and the objects of mind and senses. Only when we detach, we can close to Bhakti. How is that coming? Right? We need maturity. But how is that maturity? Maturity comes not by imitation, just not by imitation. I want to be a pure devotee. I want to be important. Let me just abandon everything and surrender. No. If someone tries to renounce with this mentality, out of frustration for desire and some fame and some recognition, while still being attached, he may do it for a few months or maybe a year or a two, but eventually that he will give up. This is what is told in Bhagavad Gita. This kind of imitation is not very valuable. In fact, precisely what Krishna says to Arjuna is maturity means we are doing something for the right reason, and the same we are sure what we are doing. We should be sure of what we are doing. That is called Manmana Bhava Mad Bhakto. The most confidential knowledge is that one should become a pure devotee of Krishna and always think of him and act for him. So he should arrange his life in such a way that throughout the 24 hours, around the 24 hours, he should be always thinking of Krishna. And that the Lord's promise is that anyone who is in such pure consciousness will certainly return to my abode. That is when he's engaged Krishna, and then he will be face to face with Krishna. So Lord also says, Aham Sarva Bija Pita. In this verse, it is clearly explained that the Supreme Personality of God, Krishna, is the original father of all living entities. The living entities are the combination of nature and spiritual, material nature and spiritual nature. Such living entities seen not only in this planet, but in every other planet. We think that only the Earth is a living entity. There is a sun planet, there is a moon planet. The sun planet, the bodily designations are accustomed to, as to the sun, the heat, excessive heat. The moon planet, excessive cold, because the moon planet is accustomed to the chill conditions. So these are the things. And it is the highest planet. There are many planets. Brahma is situated of so many things. So fine. So let us now go to thing. Everywhere, every living entity is the Earth, living entities. But the purport says that being impregnated in the material world, come out from the time of creation. According to the past deeds, previous deeds, we come there. So we have also got Gita classes all around ISKCON explaining what is the word, the threefold miseries. Let us come to the threefold miseries. What are the threefold miseries? Are Adhyatmika, Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika. Many of the times we have heard about this. So again, we'll just recap. These are the Tritapta Yatana. That means the three kinds of miseries. Adhyatmika, Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika. There must be always something we are situated in a kind of comfortable position. We are in a comfortable position, and then we come back to the uncomfortable, something come attached. This is called, this three division. This is called Adhyatmika. So you get sometimes cold, we get trouble to be satisfactory from a friend, then all that. So actually, when we get to the external thing, this is the cold, cough, and all this pertaining to the body. That is called Adhyatmika. And Adi Bhautika troubles means it is offered by other living entities, your friends, relatives, and all those people. When you get trouble from the other living, not only the human beings, the other living entities, you get trouble. So that is called Adi Bhautika. Then the third one comes as Adi Daivika. Adi Daivika is this. It's the trouble offered by the higher authorities. What are the higher authorities? Excessive heat, excessive cold, excessive chill. These are called Adi Daivika. So these are about the three difference between the threefold miseries which you get. After all doing this, we have to definitely have to give up this body or change this body, which means death. That is also Krishna. We said in the beginning, no. So to avoid that, still we are thinking we are happy. No, we think, oh, this is fine. Yeah, after going through these three kaleshas, Adi Devika, Adi Bodhika, and Adi Advatika, we say, oh, this is part of life. This will come and go. We shall carry on. We shall still happy, 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 happy. Yes. So these things to be understood clearly. What does it say that? It says that what is the standard of happiness and what is this that we have to lead if it is possible. These things are understood by Krishna conscious movement, and that importance is given by all around the thing. So next we should go up. Another thing is we should know about above all this, above all things we have discussed now. The most important thing is these are all not going to affect, not affected by Krishna. Krishna is not affected by all these things. That means Krishna is Satchit Ananda. That means in Srimad Bhagavatam it says that the Lord specifically explains that before or during the creation and he is always himself aloof of all this. You see, somewhat in Brahma or I, the personality of God was existing before creation, and myself was being other. But which you see, the personality of Godhead and after annihilation remains to be I only. Even after annihilation, Krishna remains Krishna only. This is told in Srimad Bhagavatam 2.9.33. So in Brahma Samhita also 5.40 clearly explains that how Brahma is but the Krishna's physical brilliance. So we worship Govinda. I worship Govinda. Brahma says, I worship Govinda, the primary God, and is endowed with great power. The glowing effulgence of this transcendental form of this Brahman is absolute, completely and unlimited, which displays the varieties of countless planets and different opulences and millions of universes. So one thing we have to understand here is from this small amount of Vedic evidence which is supplied herein, it is clearly said that Krishna's name, fame, paraphernalia, pastimes, these are all unlimited and it's all opulent. Nobody can match this actually. So Krishna means all opulence. So coming back to the verse, just a small recap. Just a minute, I'll share the screen for you. So coming back to the verse, Hare Krishna. Just a small conclusion. So it says, the Lord says that the opulence means it is all opulence. Means the opulence is somehow I'm not able to share the screen. So just forgive me for that. So it says here that the Lord is means the fully opulent. There is nothing can be matched to that. So we should understand that we know the Lord is Vibhu. We are Anu. The Lord is Vibhu. We are in small quantities. We are also similar to having the qualities of Krishna because the Lord is created as similar to him. So with this, I just want to give an understanding that What is mean by the absolute? Absolute means all knowing, all powerful, all creative, divine being, Father, Godhead, all these things are coming there. The Lord is opulent and it's in fullest opulence. So that is what we have to understand here. So with this, I conclude this session today. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Hare Krishna, Dandatam. Vancha Kalpatarusha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very